Hi, welcome. Today's look at a stock that is worth some consideration at some point because I like how this one is performing and it's got an interesting story to it. This is NIO, nothing to do with the Matrix. In fact, you see it's spelled differently. This is a Chinese electronic vehicle manufacturer, and there's a lot of optimism about EVs right now. Now, here in the U.S., Joe Biden has said that he wants the U.S. to become competitive with China when it comes to electric vehicle manufacturing. Now, everybody knows about Tesla, right? But what you may not know is that there are quite a few companies in China already in this business. Now, none of them have the market cap or the scale of Tesla yet at this point, but they are ramping up fast. A lot of interest in the Chinese market for these electric vehicles right now. And if you think that this is some kind of woke thing in the U.S., you'd be wrong, because China has actually put in some goals and targets for where it wants to be in terms of cleaner air, using the electric vehicles, more solar panels. So really anything in these kind of environmental friendly industries, China's looking at that as well. So let's take a look at what some of these companies are. So this is NIO right here. And let me go over to the website. You see, scroll up here. Here's some of their cars. Those look kind of hot. I like them a lot. They're really nice. Look at that. They're sedans or maybe hatchbacks. I guess that's an SUV. They're rolling out a sedan. There's an SUV you see right there. They are targeted at the luxury market. And before I started recording, I was kind of looking at the interior of these cars here. I mean, pretty nice. Sophisticated, high-tech, mobile living space. Yeah, these look pretty good. And they have Nomi, which is their voice interaction technology. We're all familiar with Siri and Alexa and all of these. That's their version of it in the car. And then you have the driver assist, the NIO Pilot. That looks like it's kind of heading in the direction of the autonomous driving. So you see a lot here. And they even offer some products for the home. They have a service contract. I mean, come on. They're thinking of things here. They're thinking of things. This is pretty sophisticated. So they're having something called NIO Day, which is coming up in just a few days, January 9th. And I made some notes here. They are going to release the first flagship sedan with autonomous driving technologies and the 150 kWh battery pack, so a new battery, second generation swap stations, and other core technologies. So there's a lot happening at this company. You kind of get the idea. So let's go back over here, take a look at the chart. I always want to pause first and look at what's happening with the sales. Now, you do see that sales kind of cratered in that quarter ending in March, and you might be wondering what that was about. Well, now think about it. Here in the U.S., it was kind of the second quarter of the year when we first really experienced the brunt of the lockdowns. They kind of started mid-March. In China, that was a little different. And remember, NIO serves the Chinese customer. So their sales dropped precipitously because why? China was locked down sooner than other countries. But they bounced back big in the second quarter. Look at that. And you do see they've had very strong sales, maybe that one quarter. Those are in millions, by the way. That one quarter was a decline, but really it bounced back with a vengeance. Now, no profitability yet. Not unusual in some of these newer upstart companies, right, where all the proceeds are kind of put back into projects, into development of new products, new technology. And you see even over here, in the analyst forecast, not seeing any profitability. Well, obviously for the full year of 2020, that would be hard to do, but not forecast. And they are going to report earnings, I believe it's in February. Yeah, February 12th after the close. So you have a little ways before they report. That's important. But you do see no profits forecast for 21. Okay, let me go over to a daily chart here, just to kind of show you the character of trade. It really changed dramatically over here in the summer of 2020, in the summer of last year. Because you see, it was kind of just going along very steadily, and then the character of trading changed dramatically, and changed dramatically again quite recently as well. Now, if we go over to a daily chart, or a weekly rather, I'm sorry, So this was interesting. Got an IPO pop here, but then pulled back immediately. And I'm going to say this every time we look at an IPO stock on here. Very, very common for these things to pull back after that initial pop, okay? Then this pulled back quite a bit. This was not good news for people that had bought up here. Now, those buyers probably had to have a lot of conviction in this to hang in there. But look what happened. Over here, you had a little structure right in here. Did not undercut the prior structure, but that's okay. This was a little cup-shaped formation right in here, kind of sloppy, didn't look too good. And I can understand why anybody would have missed this one, because after all this may not have been on your radar, because it just had not been a good performing stock at that point. You get a better sense over here, a little cup with handle. You get a better sense that it did clear. So there's the top of the handle there at 1545. You see kind of a little gentle channel in there. You kind of see that. So over here in late August, you see that it did surpass that cup with handle buy point. Came back down, let me see here, 1545. Did it drop down to that? No, it never did. Never did undercut that buy point, so it may not have even ever triggered a stop if you'd had some stops set in place for a certain percentage below your buy point. So it kind of came over here, was holding up. Really, I'm going to go back to a weekly so you can kind of see the whole thing. I mean, you see ever since clearing that little consolidation back there over the summer, it's just trended along. This 10-week moving average has not offered an additional buy point. It's not quite extended, but you're within range right here. So 55.28, you're looking for it to clear that high as of now above 57.20. Might it form a handle? Sure. Might it form any kind of, say, potentially, doesn't look like a double bottom at this point, but you never know. If that's the middle of the W, pulls back, undercuts this little area right over here, it might. You might see that. Right now, if you're looking for the next possible buy point, you might be looking for something above this 57.20. Little too soon to say. I like this one. I think it's worth watching. Doesn't bother me too much at this time that you don't have any profitability. But this is a good one to watch. Keep an eye out for that 57.20. If this is the kind of thing that you're considering, don't jump in early. Wait and see how this little consolidation right in here does continue to take shape. All right. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.